Hi, I'm Dave Atkinson, and welcome to Life on the Straight. This 16th installment in the Epic Remodel series covers the 3-week period of September 23rd through March 14th. During this time frame, sheetrock is installed, the rear deck is demolished, siding installation continues, and much more. By the end of Monday, the crew completed the siding installation on the west side of the house. They also installed much more of the front deck soffit. Tuesday saw exterior trim go up around the garage door. The crew finished the front deck roof soffit, including the standard panels underneath the outer portion of the roof. Demolition of the rear deck began with the removal of some of the deck railing and a few of the planks. The electrician was now working on the external house wiring with power going to where the heat pumps are slated to go and around the house where the outlet boxes will be placed. On Wednesday, the crew installed the horizontal trim below the front bedroom's gable end, which will provide a nice visual break between the gable's HardiShingles and the HardiPlanks below. They continued with the demolishing of the rear deck, finding plenty of evidence of wood rot. By the end of Thursday, the rear deck was completely gone. With the sheetrock subcontractor arriving on Monday, the crew used Thursday and Friday to clean up the worksite and plastic protect the windows, entrance doors, sliders, fireplace, and bathtub. They also left notes throughout the house as to which walls would not be needing sheetrock, and that extended to areas like the garage stairs. Insulation depth markers were also attached to the trusses to guide the insulation subcontractor, who would be there next week to blow in the attic insulation. Using some of their scaffolding along with tarps, the crew built a sealed outdoor storage rack for the lumber. The crew also installed blocking in the master bath area where the barn door was going to go. Monday, March 2nd was a pivotal day. The building supply truck was there bright and early with a load of sheetrock, which the subcontractor began to stage throughout the house. Then it was off to the races. By the end of the day, the ceiling in the great room was sheetrocked, with other ceiling areas plus a few walls. On Tuesday, sheetrock installation continued apace. While the sheetrock crew was inside, Frank's crew was continuing with the exterior siding. On the bedroom's gable end, they first installed the attic vent and then began installing HardiShingles. The visual contrast between shingles and planks was going to look great. Meanwhile, Amy and I needed to make some decisions on numerous items, some of them more pressing than others due to their large lead times. One example was the fire door going out into the garage from the house. This door would need to be custom made to a larger size to accommodate my wheelchair. The master bathroom's barn door was another custom job, as we needed to decide what type of glass to use in it. We wanted light to enter, but still keep a bit of privacy. If you've never bought or remodeled a house where you had a say in virtually every single component, this could be a daunting process. We have been through this once before with our newly constructed Issaquah home, but it is still a lot to take in. Here's a list from just this 3-week period. Fire door make and model. Master bathroom make and model. Master bathroom door make and model, I should say. Knobs for the bifold doors in the 2 small bedrooms. Entry door lock set. Doorbell. Floor and wall tile. Type and color of tile grout, fireplace face material, fireplace mantle material, fire door deadbolt, door stops, master bathroom door hardware, pocket door hardware, swinging door hardware, medicine cabinets, grab bars, shower valves and heads, faucets, towel racks and rings, laundry sink, toilet bowl, and toilet flush plates. Adding to the complexity was the fact that Amy and I were buying several items on our own, either through brick and mortar stores or over the internet, whereas other items were provided through Frank's subcontractors and preferred vendors such as his cabinet guy Jeff, his plumber, and their preferred flooring vendor Fairchild Flooring. And even for Frank's people, we would meet with them in order to select the end products. During this period, we ordered 16 cases of floor tile for the master bathroom, along with 3 medicine cabinets through Home Depot. Frank had provided us with a floor plan drawing showing various flooring surfaces, and he wanted us to order more tile than what was needed, as tile was cut by the installer and sometimes would break in the process. Home Depot said we could return any unopened cases, a generous offer as the tile was custom ordered. Returning back to Tuesday of the second week, the electrician snaked the antenna wire from where the TV would later be installed up to the point in the garage attic where the digital antenna would later be installed. Frank had built a catwalk in that area for Lincoln to use so he wouldn't disrupt the blown-in insulation above the laundry room. The old house had an outdoor area light mounted up in the garage gable area, and we decided that we didn't want it to clutter up the clean lines of the new siding treatment. Lincoln provisioned wiring to that area and brought it back to where a switch would go in the hallway leading to the laundry room should we later change our minds. On Wednesday, the insulation subcontractors arrived to install the blown-in attic insulation. By the end of the day on Thursday, the crew had completed the HardiShingle bedroom's gable end. By Friday, the sheetrock installation was completed. Walking through the house, one really came away with the spatial layout of the new floor plan. Paper was being laid down on the floor to protect it for next week's messy sheetrock task, which was the taping and mudding phase. Also by Friday's end, the front garage gable vent was installed, as was the horizontal trim that delineated the gable from the lower wall. The following Monday, the garage gable end had been sided with HardiShingles. By the end of Tuesday, the taping had begun inside while the crew had wrapped the rear garage gable with Tyvek, along with installing the gable vent. Wednesday was mostly a day of inside taping, and by the end of Thursday, the crew had installed the rear deck knotty pine soffit to match the front deck roof. By the end of Friday, the crew had installed the soffit below the surviving roof sections on each end of the front deck roof area. As part of the taping and mudding process going on inside, the plastic pieces that provided for radiused sheetrock corners had been installed. Frank had also staged a few concrete deck pavers out near his construction trailer, practicing sawing through them. That wraps up 3 more weeks of substantial progress for our Epic Remodel project. Thank you for watching Life on the Straight, and if you'd like to follow this story as it unfolds, please consider subscribing, which is free.